Colombia is a country full of green mountains and rich soil. Coffee was first grown here in the 1800s and is still one of the country's biggest exports. The region around Quindío, in the northwestern part of the country, is famous for its coffee. And most weekends, this is where you'll find 15-year-old Daniela Camacho Betancourt. Daniela has been coming to El Carial, her family's farm, for as long as she can remember. It is a place where she works alongside her grandfather and other farm workers, growing crops like yucca and beans. But it's coffee that really supports this farm.
When it's a great harvest, the coffee is delicious. It sells a lot. The people love to buy it. It's one of the finest in the world.
It takes a lot of work to get the coffee from seed to bean. This farm has been in Daniela's family for years, and she knows the process very well. Growing the beans is just part of the story. Even after they are harvested, the real work is just beginning.
After collecting them, the workers bring them to the depulper where they clean the coffee, or take the fruity outside off that's called the cherry. After that, they're put in another machine where they soak in water for a while. Then we have to dry them.
Most beans are sold to coffee wholesalers after they are dried. Some, the family keeps to prepare themselves. You see, before the coffee is ready to drink, it must be roasted, and that is a whole other process. First, the chaff must be removed by shaking the dried beans and blowing away the shells. This is called threshing.
After threshing them, we roast them on the fire. They smell so good when they are roasting, and this is also when they get their color. The more you roast, the stronger it gets. There is low, medium, and strong, depending on one's personal taste.
Selling the coffee is not the only way it generates money for the farm. Coffee also brings many tourists to this region. Daniela and her family have opened up their farm to tourists who want to come and learn about the coffee-making process and enjoy the peace and quiet of this rural area.
We felt the farm would do better this way. It was decided to modernize the farm, to have lodging, but also retain the ecological aspect and the coffee production. People come here to see things they can't see in the city. They'll come here and join in everything, even making sancocho. And they'll go down, say, to the river. They have a lot of fun. But in the end, we haven't left coffee growing behind.
Besides helping with the farm work, Daniela works as a tour guide for the tourists.
Normally, I get along very well with them. They learn about me and about this farm, and I learn about them.
During the week, Daniela goes back into the city of Armenia to go to school and see her friends. It is a different world from the green hills and river of her family's farm. At school, Daniela enjoys science and says she may want to become a cardiologist one day, but that isn't her only goal. Daniela loves bowling and wonders if her future could be even here in the bowling alley.
I practice bowling all the time. Truth is, I hope to be somebody major in bowling. I've always dreamed of being a professional player.
But it's on the farm where Daniela feels most at home. Here, near the cool river, with friends and family, and the smell of coffee in the air. The farm will always be part of her future.
My life will include the farm because it's tradition. It passed from my grandparents to my parents. I'd like to continue it while following everything else I want to do, like medicine and sport. I always like mixing sports in. There's no harm in mixing both. It would be sports, the farm. You can take time out for everything.
For now, she enjoys doing things like taking dried beans to the wholesaler with her grandfather. She watches, as she has many times before, while the beans are tested for quality and weight. She sees her grandfather negotiate for a better price and learns how and why the price is set. It's all part of the coffee process. It's all part of her heritage. After some haggling, the deal is done, and Daniela and her grandfather head back to El Carial, the family farm which has been so much a part of Daniela's family's past and will be a big part of her future.